That Arizona team's got the most wins in the National League, Ben Davis. That's saying something. Phillies almost beat them last night. They trounced them tonight as we welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by our friends at Cure Auto Insurance. 15-3 in the 15 Phillies runs matches the season high set back April 10th against Miami. What was the most impressive part to you?
How long do we have?
Go ahead, take your time. Ruben's waiting, but we're going to get
You get a hit, and you get a hit, and you get a hit, and
Everybody.
you get an RBI, and you get an RBI. It was unbelievable. It was fun to watch, and I know a position player was pitched at the end of that game, but hey, that's on them. You go out and get yours. That's what the Phillies hitters continue to do. 20 hits on the night. It was just fun to watch. The first inning. First guy that came up, Kyle Schwarber, home run, that got him off started in the right direction. And Zack Wheeler was awesome. He was awesome. Garcia was great. So this is a great team win. They played good defense. Zack Wheeler kept the ball down. He threw strikes. I could go on and on.
Let's and you will, my friend. You will. We're going to see to that. Let's go out west and check in with a former player for the Phillies, former general manager for this team in the booth with Tom McCarthy tonight, Ruben Amaro Jr. Ruben, we'll get to Zack Wheeler. Yes, my goodness. We'll get to Zack Wheeler in a moment, but this team scored 30 runs in the last 3 games. They're now 1 game below 500 yet again. Hopefully they'll get there tomorrow night. Your thoughts on this one?
I think it was just a great complete win. I mean, you got everything you wanted. They played very good defense. They ran the bases well. And those are just the residual things. But obviously, they set the tone. Kyle Schwarber, right out of the chute, hits a bomb 450 feet. And then they had a very good approach against Davies. I mean, he left some pitches. He wasn't as sharp as he can be at times. But they had excellent at-bats all the way through. They didn't stop pounding it. This is what you got to do against this young team. This Diamondbacks team, they'll come back on you. And they just kept rolling and just put together solid at bat after solid at bat, and kind of got the job done. And then Wheeler was just excellent. He had to use a little bit more breaking pitches in this outing that he has in the past, but especially in the recent past because his fastball has been so electric. But it was nice to see him carve him up a little bit with some of the off-speed pitches. And again, not trying to do too much with it. He'll pull it when the ball's inside. He'll drive the ball the other way. Today, he had 2 strikes, the man on second base, nobody out. He purposely tried to move the ball to the right side of the field, and he was rewarded. It's a ball down the line for a double and a ribby. And then he continued to do it all the way through his last at-bat. I mean, that's really impressive at-bats that he's taken, and hopefully he continues to do that because he has been an integral part of this offense. And I think he may have taken over the team lead now in RBIs.
I'm not sure. With Bomer. Tied with Bomer, 41.
But, I mean, it's nice to see that. He's been super productive.
Ruben, I'm constantly trying to take the pulse of this team. They've now won 8 of their last 10 games. They've won 2 out of 3, but they've won 3 out of 5 against the likes of the Los Angeles Dodgers and now the Arizona Diamondbacks, with which they have split their last 2 games, we know, and tomorrow's going to be looking pretty good with Ranger Suarez on the mound. But when you're looking at this team, have they turned the proverbial corner with the halfway point approaching in about 12, 13 games? We're going to be 81 games into this season. What do you think?
I think, obviously they're not at 500 yet, but I think at that point, I think then you can say that they're probably turning the corner. For me, what I like the most about what they've done lately is the consistency of their starting pitching. It's been very good. I know that they're scoring a lot of runs, and they scored a ton of them tonight, but I will say that, and for me, that you're getting a lot of consistent starting pitching from your big 4. And if you can continue to do that as we approach the trade deadline, maybe it gives them an opportunity to be playing the best baseball they are playing, and perhaps they can add another starter to this mix. But for me, I think it's all about the starting pitching. It's been excellent, and I think they're through that early part of the season when they weren't nearly as sharp. Now they're stretched out to over 100 pitches, all these guys. And they're throwing the ball very well. It's exciting. We will check you tomorrow, my friend. Thank you so much. Ruben Amaro Jr. joining us from Arizona and inside the box score of a 15-3 win. Everybody hits.
And in fact, when we were coming up for the 7th inning hit, everybody had a hit except for JT, and then he got one.
He got two.
You got two in that span. So look at 2, 2, 2, 2. 3 for Bryson Stott, who's amazing. Alec Boehm, 2 for 5. This is after an 0 when he came back off the IL. Now all of a sudden he's hitting in consecutive games, multiple hits in consecutive games. Cody Clemens, 1 for 4, and Brandon Marsh, 2 for 4.
It's one thing to look at this box score and say, wow, they hit the ball really well. I don't know, can look at that and say, wow, it's how they did it, Michael. It's the two-strike approach. It's using the whole field. It's staying up the middle. It's staying within themselves. Well, I talked before the game about Zach Davies. This guy, he sits about 90, 91, with a changeup around 82. You see guys out on the mound like that, and you're thinking he's a career 4.15 ERA. You're just licking your chops. But it's the way they stayed within themselves. They didn't go out there and overswing. They got pitches. They elevated him. And again, they stayed in the middle of the diamond. This is the perfect recipe for success. And they stuck with it the entire 9 innings tonight. And obviously the 20 hits are a representation of that. But it's the whole approach. They only hit 2 home runs, but yet they scored 15 runs.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of hard to do, because the approach was there. If they made a mistake, yes, Schwarber got him and Stott got him. But it's the approach that I just love tonight.
Look at his batting average.
177.
Right. But you look at his OBP, it's a lot higher than that. It's about 330.
He has been a lot better in June. Obviously, he is Mr. June. But he's getting on base more via the walk. He's got a couple extra base hits. Now he has 18 home runs. He's got 18 home runs, and I think he's getting on the base. No, he's not the fleetest of foot, but he does create some havoc out there. And the fact that, hey, you have to pitch to Turner, you have to pitch to Castellanos, you have to pitch to Harper. It's one of those things where it's just not, well, we've got an open base, we can just go ahead and put these guys on. That's not the way it is right now. The average is going to come up, obviously. I thought we would have with Kyle Schwarber, I thought we'd see a few more ground balls to the right side. But he's avoiding that and just hitting them over the fence.
Does he get to 46 again or more? 18 right now. He's got 5 in the month of June.
I don't see why not. I mean, his bat speed's not going anywhere. Yeah. And as long as the guys behind him continue to hit, he's going to get pitches to hit. He's going to get a lot of fastballs at the top of that lineup, and we know what he does to fastballs.
Rob Thomson post-game in Arizona.
For 3 straight games here where you've really, the offense as a whole has really started to click. What have you, what has stuck out to you?
Well, we're getting on base and we're hitting some home runs and getting extra base hits. I think we tied our season high tonight for extra base hits. Schwarber gets it going with leadoff home run in the first. And just kind of snowballed, getting out to a 4-run lead with wheels on the mound feels pretty good. We've given it up here in the past, and we just held on. We get it was a 6 or 7-run lead, and they scored, and we scored right back, which kind of stopped some momentum. Overall, it was really well-played game, good defense. Swung the bats well. Wheeler was fantastic, and Ortiz did a great job for the ball.
What did you think of the heads-up base run that JT?
That was great. Thank God Carroll's hat came off, so he had to turn around and pick it up.
Cody got an RBI back from that home run last night.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you have to do against these guys, given how many comebacks they've had? Like, just keep piling on?
Well, I mean, you should do that against everybody, really. I mean, not that you should, but that's kind of the plan. Just keep hitting and not quit. And, yeah, this is a good ball club, and we'll shut them down pretty good. A really good offense.
What did you think of him tonight?
I thought it was good. He mixes pitches. I didn't see any 97s or 98s, but he pitched. And I thought the 2-seamer was good. He mixes curveball and a slider. Like they call it a sweeper. I'm calling it a slider. Kept him off balance. Did a nice job.
What have you made of his season to date? Because there was like that one game in Washington that was like there was.
Yeah, it was just a weird.
But I mean, beyond that, it's like.
Yeah, it just seems like he's getting better and better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah. Turner's like not just he says he doesn't necessarily looking for walks, but he's getting on base and he's stealing bags. Like you see him making way more better decisions at the plate.
At the plate, yeah, absolutely. He's not chasing as much. I think he's in the ground. He's balanced. His head's not moving as much. Yeah, and that's where the stolen bases come into play. And that's what makes them go, makes us go.
So as you say, it seems like a lot of guys are starting to swing the bat all at the same time.
Yeah.
Return it.
Yeah.
Anybody else jump out at you?
Well, Cassidy's been very consistent. JT's had 2 really good nights here. Yeah, you know, it's a little bit contagious. So.